You know, lately I've been having problems with coming to terms with growing up. I mean, last year I was 20, the year before that I was 19, and God only knows what age I was before that. Things are going way too fast. You know, the best way to come to terms with growing up is to look at your past, I think. But I don't got much of a past. I mean, I did play a lot of video games as a child, and as a teen, and now. That's it! Hi guys, my name is Calvin, welcome to the CalviCade, where I'm going to look back at all the games I loved from 1998 to 2016 to see if they still hold up in my mind and in my heart, and also to come to terms with growing up. But I've played a lot of games. What game do I play first? What in the world is that? Spyro the Dragon, a 3D platformer by Insomniac Games, was as common in my hometown as alcohol and hurling. Everyone owned a copy for the PlayStation 1 and everybody loved it. This purple dragon was able to capture the enjoyment of children, teenagers and adults for 18 years to come. In its original trilogy, Spyro sold over 11 million copies, and in the first game alone, over 5 million copies worldwide. The achievements are great, but there's a reason for those achievements: the actual game. Although Spyro didn't actually create the genre, it did have a big part in the renaissance of 3D platforming, offering a fully explorable world and adding its own fresh spin on how platformers should be designed. While Crash is the daddy of PlayStation 1 platformers, Spyro might be the innovative son. And my god, I had some great times as a kid playing this game. I would sit up in my bed, pop on my brother's PlayStation 1 and just play it for hours. But is Spyro everything that's right about gaming's past? Or should it just be left in the past? And what about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him. Sorry, that was a really bad Spyro joke. You'll get it later. I'm sorry. Obviously you play as Spyro, a headstrong purple dragon with no regard for his own personal health. Spyro lives in the artisan world with many other dragons, and for the longest time there has been peace and prosperity within their homeworld. This is until Nasty Nork gets involved. Nasty Nork is a giant magic troll thing who commands an army of goons, wizards, sheepdogs and a whole lot more. Nasty Nork overhears the dragons insulting him, so like any rational creature attempts to make this species extinct? That's a bit harsh, man. By encasing all the dragons in glass, he renders all the dragons useless. He also steals their money and children, and all the women, I guess. There's no women around here. Spyro, however, was too small to be hit by the magic rays, and avoids being frozen. He makes it his sole responsibility to save the world of dragons and heads off to fight Nasty Nork. So this is not exactly Silent Hill 2 or Bioshock, but it gets the point across. It's simple and not overbearing. It's a clear motive for the character you're playing as to finish the game. What is really nice about the game is at the start of every world, a dragon will give you advice about an area. With this advice, you gain quite a bit of lore surrounding each world, which is nice, you know. It's better than being force-fed the story.
While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
Oh yeah, a big green guy killed my whole family, turned them into glass, and ultimately making me alone for the rest of my life. But this is the unexpected part. You're right, this is totally the unexpected part. So before I even start, I have to say I played this game with a PS3 controller, which made playing the game 100 times better. The analog stick made moving Spyro a breeze. I tried it with the D-pad and it did not go so well. It made the game feel really clunky? As I said before, Spyro was a 3D platformer, so it makes sense that the game centers around this. Unlike Crash Bandicoot or Super Mario, the main platforming you will be doing is flying to different places. There is quite a bit of jumping, but Spyro the Dragon is a dragon, so he glides and stuff. Overall, controlling Spyro is pretty great. You can charge with square, X jumps or glides, circle flames an enemy, and R1 and L1 dodge rolls, and oh no, my god, R2 and L2 are to move the camera. You think that's funny, huh? Torturing people like that? You should be ashamed. I'm just kidding, your games are good. The enemies in the game really change up the way you play the game. Some enemies are too big to charge, so you have to flame them, and some enemies have metal shields, so you have to charge them. And sometimes Daddy goes off for a pack of cigarettes and never comes back. Other enemies offer certain obstacles that make you think before attacking. Your health is represented by Sparks, your dragonfly. Sparks is golden when you are at full health. When you take a hit, he goes to blue, then green, and then he goes away. Not only is that a one-hit kill for Spyro if you get hit again, Sparks also helps with picking up gems if you're near them. So if Sparks is gone, that ability is gone. I kinda like Sparks, it's more original than a health bar, and it's kind of easy to follow. I will say, sometimes while Spyro is gliding, it can be slightly inaccurate. I mean, sometimes it feels like I got the glide, and I just miss. Also, the camera can be lethal sometimes. If you can't see an enemy behind or beside you, it can blindside you. It's only a minor thing that I realized was a limitation at the time, but I'm just saying all this stuff in the interest of fairness. So let's not forget about those thieves. You know, the guys who stole onboard children and you have to chase them around while pressing square. I know some people find this frustrating. I did too as a kid. But as an adult, it's kinda cool. The visuals of the game are colourful but very simple. I'm a sucker for vibrant colours, and there's nothing better than a game that gets it right. The whole world has quite a few subworlds, and all the subworlds contrast each other greatly in terms of colour and style. Artisan is a green, vibrant world that's very peaceful. Peacekeepers is a barren, war-torn wasteland full of gems. Magic Crafters has been taken over by wizards who contort the land to their will. Beastmakers is a grimy swamp, turned into a technological badland. Progressive idiots. And Dreammakers is a goddamn crazy menagerie of messed up creatures. The music in each world is great, but after a while it just becomes a part of the furniture, meaning that it becomes unnoticeable until the music loops again. And guys, if you want to explore the full area, the music will loop. It always loops. The music always fits a certain theme, which is perfect for each world, which sets a great tone for the game going on. The character design at some points can be pretty janky, but also looks cartoonish. You okay there, buddy? I think Spyro was going for a cartoony style, as it lets it accomplish a great style over great graphics, and style will always trump graphics. While a lot of games at the time were pushing boundaries with their graphics, Spyro was pushing itself just to look good, which is a good thing to do. One of the major aspects of the game is the portals. In every world you travel to different areas through portals. A lot of them are typical to what the world is, but some areas are so off the wall like Ice Cavern. You're just in this sandy world, then all of a sudden you enter a portal and you're in an ice cavern. It's goddamn amazing. All of the portals offer more and more to the game, and variety is the key to longevity in my opinion. Whether it be the winding puzzle of treetops or the magical wonderment that is Lofty Castle, I was always excited to enter a portal. The voice acting of the game is actually good.
Now hold on there, Calvin, are we sure this was the 90s?
Yes, some of Spyro's actors' lines were delivered in a cheesy way, but Spyro's supposed to be a little arrogant kid, so I guess it fits.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Also, Clancy Brown is in this game, so A+, A+. Clancy Brown's awesome, A+. One of my favorite things about any game is the boss battles. There is nothing like an epic encounter with a creature more powerful than you that you have to overcome. The boss battles in Spyro, however, felt like I was bullying things. So there's Toasty, a pumpkinhead reaper who is actually a sheep dressed up on stilts, who is probably tired of us killing his family for the entire game. Stop pretending you're stupid, I know your game! Toasty is taken down pretty quickly. Then there's Dr. Shemp. Here is the only place in the game that I use the dodge rolls. I like the design of Shemp as well. It's an easy boss, but you know what, it's fun. After that, there's Blowhard, who again takes no effort to beat. I think I saw Blowhard in a movie before as well. Up next we have Metalhead. Again, I love the design of the boss, and although it was short and easy, it was kind of fun, I guess. And I don't know where the fifth boss was. I mean, I killed this thing called Jacques, but it was like just a minion, right? I mean, come on. Where's the boss?
That was the boss, Calvin!
That wasn't the boss. It had the boss's money. But I think the boss was out for the day. That was definitely not a boss. Fuck, that was the boss, wasn't it? So look, I'm not the first to say all of this. The bosses are easy, but I'm an adult now. This game was made when I was a child. I'm not saying I thought it was hard when I was a child, but I'm just saying it's probably a factor.
Stop. Will you guide me?
I've said before that you have to free dragons, collect eggs, and gems to complete the game. And that is not a problem because all of those things are everywhere. I like that you don't have to do crazy tasks to finish the game. I mean, I barely touched the flight levels. Throughout the game, you're alone. The only creatures that actually like you are the dragons, and they disappear and are never seen again. Even at that, some of the dragons are questionable. Oh, you having fun there? You just relaxing? There's a whole, our whole civilization's going to shit. You're just relaxing? That's okay, you do that. No, Spyro! He's a Nazi. Oh, Mazzy the dragon. Okay, he's cool, Spyro. Sorry about the mix-up. The dragons in this game are useless. And come to think of it, why don't the dragons go after Nork? I mean, they talked a big game at the start, but now they just return home and make Spyro do it? After a massive collectathon, you get to Nork's Nexus. Here you will go through 2 more worlds to get to Nork. And those 2 worlds are pretty forgettable compared to the amazing worlds we've been in before. Oh Jesus, that's a gun! Oh god, this is a kid's game! You can't kill Spyro! Once you've beat those worlds, it's time to face the enemy we've been hearing about for the whole game. Seriously, you hear about Nork in every world and it's awesome. Foreshadowing the final boss always makes the entire game better. I feel like me and Nork are always on a collision course, from the start of the game to the end of the game. I think the final fight with Nork is going to be really, really epic. It wasn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't epic. The final fight involves chasing Nork through an area to burn him once, and then we have a fun platforming area that leads to Nork's final resting place, and you burn him again and he dies. Step aside, Vicar Amelia. Nork is in town. You're not a hard boss anymore. Seymour? How about Seymour Butts, because you're not a hard boss anymore. Nork is the new hardest boss. The entire game of Dark Souls? More like not Souls. How about you step inside and let the masters show you how it's done? The final fight with Nork does not represent the foreshadowing of the game well. I mean, this guy nearly killed all the dragons, but Spyro kills him with 2 flames? I guess it's a lesson. Bullies are nothing but show-offs. And guys, I'm not saying the final boss wasn't fun, I'm just saying it was pretty quick. So with Nork defeated, the dragon world is at peace, and Spyro is the hero of the day. Spyro the Dragon is not loved because of blind nostalgia. It's loved because it's a classic. It was a 3D platformer that did not piggyback off other games. It added enough variety of the enemies and gameplay mechanics to keep me interested for the entire game. Yeah, it has some flaws and some plot holes, but the rest of the game's great take on the genre makes for an experience worth going back to, even if it's just once. So after all that, I'm going to give Spyro the Dragon an 80% on the nostalgia scale. Because you know what, it's still a pretty good game and it holds up even today. What do I play next week?
Calling Buzz Lightyear.
I know that song.
The galaxy's greatest hero.
Hey guys, so that was the first ever episode of the CalviCade. I'm going to be doing more very, very soon. Hopefully going to be trying to do a weekly thing. So if you want to subscribe, you can. I'll be doing this and a little bit more as well. If you didn't know what next week's review is, it's going to be Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. It was a game that I played when I was younger and don't really remember much about it. I just bought it, so it should be kind of interesting to see if it's still good or bad, or maybe it's just a complete mess. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.